Hello and welcome back to Get Up and Game. My name is Josh, and in this video I'm going to be doing another Commander solo run in Marvel United. I had so much fun the first time taking Captain America against Red Skull that I really wanted to try it again, so I've decided I'm at least going to play through all the core set villains in this mode with core set heroes, and then we'll just see what happens from there. So what I've done here is I've switched in Captain Marvel as the hero, and I've moved Captain America to the support deck. We're going up against Ultron, and I gotta say, this looks considerably more difficult than what we encountered with the Red Skull, so I suspect this will be much more of a challenge. Now, if you didn't watch the first video or you don't know how the new Commander solo rules work, the way it goes is you take a normal hero deck, and you just play as one hero with one mini, and then you pick 4 support heroes. I've got Captain America, I put in Ant-Man, got Wasp and Iron Man, and you just take their special cards. You get 3 of their special cards, and you shuffle all 12 of those together to make a support deck, and you have access to them as well. And then you just play the game normally pretty much from there, other than you're going to have access to a few more cards. Now, I am playing on the hard challenge, so I took out Carol's Double Wild. I switched up the locations from the last one, and I'm seeing now that the locations I have might cause me a lot of trouble, because what Ultron is trying to do is he's trying to fill up all the locations with tokens. He's basically putting drones out. And I ended up with a lot of locations with very small amounts of spaces for the thugs. So I think I'm going to have a really hard time keeping these locations clear. His threat cards look particularly difficult, so I think this is going to be really interesting. I'm looking forward to trying this. So let's just go ahead and draw our opening hand and get started. I'm drawing 3 cards. And I got a double heroic, a wild, and a move and a heroic. Our display is Shrink, which is to protect me from damage for a turn, and Grow. We got 2 Ant-Man cards to start it off, and that's going to let me do a whole bunch of damage. Maybe we can take out one of these Ultron clones soon. The villain always takes the first turn, so Ultron is going to stay put, and then he's going to do his Encephalo Ray. This is a really nice card to see to start off. Deal 1 damage to each hero for each crisis token they have. We don't have any crisis tokens yet. And then 1 hero of your choice takes a crisis token. So we are getting one, but at least we didn't take a whole pile of damage like we will later in the game. So now it is our turn, and we definitely want to start cleaning up these locations as fast as we can. Now, the Commander solo rules, the hero always has to take the turn after the villain goes, and then after that you're free to choose from the support row. So we've got a nice mix of everything here. And I forgot to mention too, another thing you can do in the Commander solo rules is you can take these battle plan cards, and all I have to go on are the images online for the few that have been shown. And I'm just going to use the same ones I said I was using in the last one, so the change of plan where I can swap these out after the villain phase. So I can get rid of these 2 right now, actually, if I wanted to, but I don't think I will. And I'm also going to use the heroic leaning, that if I ever use a card from here that doesn't have a heroic symbol, then I get to add a heroic symbol to it. So it's just a little bit of extra help for compensating for only having 1 hero on the board. It's a little bit hard to manage the whole board, so they give you a few extra actions or a little bit more of an advantage to get things done. I'm really excited for, you know, a year from now when we get the cool new stuff and I'll actually have the battle plan cards. I'll know what more of them do, but for now I'm just going to stick with the ones I know. And Captain Marvel doesn't have any equipment that I'm aware of, so we're not using any equipment in this game like we did with Captain America in the last one. Okay, so we just need to get moving here. I think just to get things started off, I'm just going to play my double heroic and put 2 on this duplication threat here. We don't need this adding more thugs in the future if Ultron lands there. And now that we've taken a turn with our card, if we want to, we can take turns with the support deck now. And I think we will. We're going to use this Ant-Man card to grow. I'm just going to set that right there. So we have a move, 2 heroic, and then a move and 3 punches against a single target. So we're going to use the 2 heroic right where we're standing. We use 1 to rescue the civilian from the high school. and 1 to clear off this threat, so we don't have to worry about it anymore. So that clears the duplication, and that starts that mission. And if we were sticking around, we could gain a heroic token at the end of the turn, but we are not. Well, now that I've used my 2 heroics, I'm going to use Grow, which lets me move and do 3 punches against a single target. So we're going to do 3 damage to this Ultron clone, bringing him within 1 of being knocked out. And then we have 1 movement left. I think we're just going to jump back to the high school so we can gain that heroic token at the end of the turn. That seems nice. We'll refresh the support display, bringing in Captain America's leadership. That is very tempting. And you know what? I think that's what we're going to do. We'll go ahead and play that. So now we have a move and a punch. I just want to get this Ultron clone off the board. So that's 2 threats down already. Put that there. And then we can take a wild token from the pool. It says to another hero, but in the Commander Solo rules, another hero is always you. So we gain a wild. So we've already got a couple tokens. We've already cleared a couple threats. This seems like a good start. Bring out another leadership card. Now we could move all heroes from this location to another location at the end of the turn. But I think for now I'm going to stay here because I don't want to start here or here because then I'll have to ignore an action symbol because of the Ultron virus, even though it would be nice to be closer to where stuff is happening. And if we go here, we'll probably get bammed. So I think we'll just stay here for now. So that is our 3 turns. Let's see what Ultron is up to. He is going to stay put again and mesmerize. Give 1 crisis token to each hero in Ultron's location and adjacent ones. Well, thankfully we stayed far enough away for that. And then place a thug in each location without heroes. Okay, that's going to make things really hard in this solo mode, effects like that. So we don't get mesmerized, but we do get a lot of thugs. So we get 1 here, and here, and here, and here, and here. My goodness. I hope he doesn't have too many of those in his deck, because I can only block 1 spot. Well, we have to take the first turn after the villain with a hero turn, and we have 1 punch currently. And then we're going to draw our Photon Blast, gives us just a whole bunch of attack. Well, I think we better get moving, so we're going to use a move and a heroic, along with the punch there left over. I think we'll move here, use the heroic to... Do I want to rescue this civilian or start working on the Ultron virus? We do have a heroic and a wild token as well. So we could clear the virus if we want to. And it would be nice because we're going to end up starting our turn there. Do I want to use up all my tokens already? I don't know. I said in the first one I'm not an expert at Marvel United strategy, and I certainly am not. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So I'll use the heroic to put 1 heroic here, and then I'll use these 2 tokens to put the other 2 to clear that. So the Ultron virus is gone. I gotta be careful though. I don't want to complete a mission already. So that is that, and then we still have a punch we never used, right? We moved, yes. So let's go ahead and knock out one of these thugs. We definitely need to be knocking thugs out. And then now, as the end of the turn, you may discard 1 action token to gain 2 action tokens of your choice. Darn it! I wish I still had 1. Oh, well. Now we are free to choose from the support pool if we want to. We're going to have a move and a heroic, which is nice. Gotta say, I kind of want to play a Photon Blast and just shoot those 2 drones over there. You know what? I think I am going to do that. You want to be careful. You don't want to play too many of your own heroes' cards every round because you can run out pretty fast. But I am going to play another Captain Marvel card. So we're going to do the Photon Blast first, which will shoot 2 drones in this location. And then we still have another punch, a move, and a heroic. Let's go ahead and punch here. We'll use the heroic in this location to save that civilian. And then I'm just trying to decide if I want to use my move or not. I really don't want to start with the Ultron virus and lose an action. I'm not going to get any benefit from the location I'm in now if I stay. I could move here at to the Bifrost Bridge, then I could move anywhere. But I think I'm just going to stay put. I'm also realizing I forgot to draw a card at the beginning of the turn because I haven't taken any damage, so just would have been a move that wouldn't have changed what I did. You know what? I think I will move here, and then at the end of the turn, I'll use the Bifrost just to move here. There's a couple thugs there I can take out. Might not be a terrible idea. So that is how we're going to end things there. And then we still have one more turn in this round, and I feel like I should probably use a support card just so I don't go through mine too fast. I'm going to have a punch to use. I gotta believe Ultron's probably going to move this time. He just keeps staying there in Valhalla. Got to move out at some point, so there's going to be some thugs getting put out, more than likely. I think I'm just going to use this shrink. So I have a wild and a punch, and I'm just going to hit both of these thugs with those action symbols, and then the shrink says I can't take damage until the beginning of the next turn, so I'll put an invulnerable token on her so I don't forget. And then I will gain a heroic token at the end of the turn, which is super nice. Alright, what is Ultron gonna do here? He is gonna move 2 and bam, finally he's doing something. So he's gonna move 1, 2. And when he lands in the duplication, it says to add a thug to that location. Oh, this is not gonna be good. So that one's full. And now his BAM says to add 3 thugs to his location, basically drones, and deal 1 damage to each hero there. Well, we're not going to take any damage, but we are going to get 3 thugs, and there's no room for 3 thugs, so we have to look at the overflow. If a token can't be added to a location, add that token to the next location clockwise instead. So all 3 of these are going to get added to the Midtown High School. Thankfully, there was room for them. This is what Ultron's trying to do. He's trying to fill up the board. And that is that. So looking at what we're working with here, we have a wild left over from last turn. We have to take a hero turn. So let's see what we draw. We get a double punch. That's not too bad. The invulnerable goes away. And we do have a heroic token as well. We're actually not in terrible shape because we only need to clear 1 more threat and defeat 3 thugs, and then we can move in on the kill on Ultron already. And I don't think I said this in the first video, but you set the villain up for a 2-player game as far as their health goes. So he's only got 4 health, so I might be able to get some work done here. Oh, and this should be refreshed, so we have 2 leaderships. Now, because I have the change of plan, battle plan card, I could discard these to get new ones, but that's actually a nice mix of cards. And I'm realizing, I'm pretty sure I did this in the first game, but I keep forgetting that I could also add a heroic action to one of those if it doesn't already have one. It's going to be really nice when we actually have the battle plan cards components in front of us so we can remember these things. Since I just kind of am aware of them, I keep forgetting that I could be taking those actions. So I will try to remember that. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to play a double punch. So I have a wild and 2 punches. We're going to go ahead and take out 2 more drones here in the high school. So there's only 1 left. I got to be careful. It's going to be under pressure if I kill any more. I still have a wild, which I think I'm just going to use to move up here to the Milano. So that's the end of that turn. Now I have 2 punches for the next. All right, thanks to Captain America here, I think we can have a really good turn. We're going to play his leadership. That's going to let me have a wild token. And then I have 2 punches and a heroic. Well, we are just going to use this heroic token, this wild token, and the heroic on the leadership card here to clear the duplication, which is going to be our 4th threat. And we still have the 2 punches left over from the previous card, so we are just going to use 1 to knock out this thug, completing a 2nd mission, which means we can now target Ultron. So with the other punch, we'll go ahead and hit him immediately. And now he is under pressure, so even though we've only taken 2 turns, now he is going to go. Because now that I've completed a mission, he acts after every 2 hero cards, and now that I've completed 2 missions, he's now vulnerable to damage. But we are only 3 damage away from winning this game already, and at the end of the turn, I could have actually used the Milano to move. Do I want to do that? Go ahead and refresh this real quick. No, I think I want to stay close to him, and I don't know if he's going to move or not. So yeah, I won't use the Milano to fly off. We're just going to hang out there. So let's see what Ultron does, and maybe we can bring this game to a swift conclusion. He's going to move 2 and bam again. So he's running away down here to the Bifrost Bridge. He's going to bam, which means he's putting 3 thugs out. 2 get added, but of course there's no room for the 3rd, so it's just gonna overflow over to nowhere. And that is the end of his turn, so we chase him down and do 3 more damage. We only have a heroic right now. That is not very helpful. We have to take a Captain Marvel turn, so she is gonna draw her single wild. Man, if only we had a photon blast, we could just about take him out. Well, we've got to move after him, don't we? So we'll play this movement, so at least we can get here, and then we have a heroic, which isn't going to do us any good, but that's okay. Also, I'm just realizing, and apologies for this mistake, I forgot that this Ultron clone had a BAM on it. Still having a hard time remembering that the henchman also can BAM. I knocked this one down here long before Ultron ever did any BAMs, but Ultron has BAMmed twice, and that one has been there. So there would have been a thug here for the first BAM, and then the one that just happened, he would have tried to add another one, and it would have ended up over here. So sorry about that. I don't think it really affected anything, but I definitely want to make sure I'm catching those things. And then at the end of my turn, I gain a heroic token here. Yeah, so if you don't take out those Ultron clones quick and Ultron gets a couple BAMs, that's just, man, so many thugs getting added to the board. I can see losing this scenario very quickly if things come out in the wrong order. Well, we only get 1 more turn before Ultron is going to scurry off again. And we need to be able to do 3 damage. We have a movement, and we don't quite have access to 3 damage. So we are just going to do our best. We only have a few cards left, but okay, yeah, we're going to take a Captain Marvel turn. Oh, look at this. We drew a Photon Blast. I think that's going to do it, actually. Yes. Yes, we'll play the Photon Blast. So we'll use that action first. Photon Blast, 2 punches in 1 adjacent location. So that is 2 damage to Ultron. Then we have a move and a punch to finish him off. Okay. Okay, that wasn't too tough. I'm still really gauging the difficulty of this solo mode, and there are various things you can do to sort of spice up the difficulty. I removed the double wild. I don't know, taking the single wild out would have made much of a difference in this game, but you can also do that to make it more difficult. Using those 2 battle plan cards, which I basically forgot to use them the whole game. But you can choose to use 1 or 0 points worth of battle plan. So there are various ways to make it harder, but I still had fun. It just didn't seem too difficult. Maybe Captain Marvel is really strong. I'm not really sure. We definitely had a lot of damage at our disposal, and the support cards were pretty nice, but well, there you go. There was a pretty quick win against Ultron. I'm going to be going up against Taskmaster next, and I'm going to see if I can't ratchet up the difficulty a little more and see what that looks like. I really thank you for joining me, and if you're enjoying the Marvel United content, I hope you'll let me know, because this is definitely mainly a Marvel Champions channel, but I really like this game, and if people want to see more of this, I will be happy to squeeze a few more of these plays in between all the Marvel Champions stuff. So yeah, if you want to see more, be sure to let me know, and in the meantime, I hope to see you next time we get up in game. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.